The battle tactic is desecrate their lands. The Sorcerer Lord draws in power, while Mannfred teleports using Swift Form. The Sorcerer Lord casts Demonic Power, and Be'lakor adds Mystic Shield as buffs to the Vanguard. A unit of Corvus Cabal drops in the top right corner to deny the hidden Graveguard the space to deploy. The Chaos Forces advanced cautiously, secure the battle tactic and score 5 points. The battle tactic is desecrate their lands. The Vampire Lord uses Swift Form to teleport, and Be'lakor fails heroic leadership. Cado casts Soulpike on the Chaos Knights. Mannfred casts Mystic Shield and Arcane Bolt on himself, and the Vampire Lord casts Spirit Gale. The Ogroids redeploy 4 inches away from the Black Knights that are closing in. A unit of Graveguard emerges from the gravesite to threaten a second unit of Ogroids. The Fellbats charge the Corvus Cabal. Mannfred makes a 10-inch charge into the first Ogroids, and the Graveguard also make a 9-inch charge into the other Ogroids. Mannfred strikes first on the charge, piles in to involve the Vanguard in his combat, and proceeds to kill 2 Ogroids. The Graveguard wipe out the other unit of Ogroids. The Corvus Cabal deal 2 damage to the Fellbats, who kill the cultists in return. The last Ogroid deals no damage to Mannfred. The Vanguard deals 6 damage to Von Carstein. Activate a second time with Relentless Killers and take the vampire off the board. The Gravelords complete their battle tactic and score 4 points. The battle tactic is run them down. The Sorcerer Lord draws some power while the White Lord fails heroic leadership. Be'lakor casts Mystic Shield on the Chaos Knights, and the Sorcerer casts Demonic Power on the Vanguard. The Graveguard redeployed to move away from the board edge. The Vanguard charge the Graveguard. The Ogroid challenges the White Lord. The Vampire Lord countercharges the Ogroid using Ageless Cunning. Be'lakor moves on Cado and the Chaos Knights charge the Black Knights. The Chaos Knights take 5 damage from Soulpike. The Vanguard take out the Graveguard. Cado fails to damage Be'lakor. The Ogroid does not do any damage to the Vampire Lord and is killed in return. The Dark Master kills Gale. The Black Knights deal no damage to the Chaos Knights and die in return. The Slaves to Darkness complete their battle tactic and score 5 points. The battle tactic is Cunning Maneuver. The Vampire Lord and Be'lakor show heroic leadership. The Vampire Lord miscasts Spirit Gale and takes 1 damage. The second unit of Graveguard emerged from the gravesite, but no units returned from Endless Legions. Graveguard makes a 9-inch charge again on the Varangard. The Vampire Lord uses Crimson Feast on the Graveguard. The Graveguard proceed to kill 3 Varangard, who deal 13 damage in return. The White Lord kills 1 Chaos Knight. The Chaos Knights deal 4 damage to the Black Knights and suffer no wounds in return. Four Graveguard run away from Battle Shock. The Gravelords complete their battle tactic and score 5 points. The battle tactic is the March for Ruin. The Sorcerer Lord draws in power, while the Vampire Lord teleports. The Sorcerer Lord casts Demonic Power in Be'lakor and Arcane Bolt. The second unit of Corvus Cabal drops from reserve. Ten Graveguard return from Endless Legions. The Corvus Cabal shoot and kill 2 Graveguard. Be'lakor charges the Black Knights. The Varangard kill the last Graveguard. The White King deals no damage. Be'lakor and the Chaos Knights kill the Black Knights. The Slaves to Darkness complete their battle tactic and score 4 points. The battle tactic is expand the Grave Empire. Be'lakor uses Dark Master on the returned Graveguard. It is the White King's finest hour and Be'lakor shows heroic leadership. The Varangard rally, but fail to return any models. Five Black Knights return from Endless Legions. Despite the Dark Master, the Graveguard are allowed to charge the Corvus Cabal. The White King deals no damage. the Wight King deals no damage. The Corvus Cabal kill 3 Graveguard. The Chaos Knights deal 2 damage to the Wight King. The Gravelords complete their battle tactic and score 5 points. The battle tactic is Lust for Power. The Sorcerer Lord draws in power and the Wight King uses Heroic Leadership. The Sorcerer Lord uses his Chaos Familiar to cast an extra spell. He fails to cast Demonic Power, but casts Demonic Speed successfully. Be'lakor fails to cast anything. The Varangard rally 1 model. The Black Knights redeploy away from the Varangard. Ten Graveguard return from Endless Legions. The Varangard have to backtrail and charge the Graveguard, while Be'lakor charges both the Knights and depleted Graveguard alone. Be'lakor stomps and kills 3 Graveguard. The Varangard kill the Graveguard again. The last 3 Graveguard deal 8 damage to Be'lakor. The Demon leaves 1 Graveguard alive. The Wight King deals no damage and takes 2 in return. The Black Knights deal another 6 damage to Be'lakor. The Slaves to Darkness complete their battle tactic and score 4 points. The battle tactic is gaining momentum. The Graveguard return 3 models. The Vampire Lord teleports behind the Graveguard and Be'lakor shows heroic leadership. Spirit Gale is cast and leaves Be'lakor on 1 wound. 5 Black Knights return from the Endless Legions. Be'lakor storms the Graveguard and kills 2, but the last 2 take him out. The White King and Chaos Knights deal no damage to each other. The Gravelords complete their battle tactic and score 5 points.